we'll go to 7.2. Consideration of use of staff time in excess of 8 hours on response to Potter Valley project decommissioning. And this is brought forward by Supervisor Sabatier and I and staff and whatnot. So I know that, one second. I know it's, so as you know, we've been, dealing with the Potter Valley project for quite some time when it comes to this being brought forward to the FERC the filing expectation in July. So as we know, it lacks a lot of consideration of impacts to Lake County. Luckily, we have the SLR study, but also we would like for the staff of different departments and whatnot to have the opportunity to show and research how it affects them. And so that's why this was brought forward, so we can have a collaborative approach when we make our comments to submit to FERC. And I'll let Supervisor Sabatier go from there.
And I'll even go further and say thank you to Matthew Rothstein for helping us put this on there. And I think getting specific data and information from other department heads will be helpful in understanding the total impact that this can have. I wish I had thought of this prior to the submitting of the agenda item, but I have concerns not in what we're doing, but just the vague excess of 8 hours. And so what I'm hoping is maybe we can treat this similarly to an emergency proclamation where it has to come back to the board. We can report out to the board, say here's what we've received, here's what we are anticipating to continue doing. That way the board can be apprised of what kind of work is still left over, what kind of hours has been used up, so that we can continue to keep you up to date on that. And obviously if the board feels that things aren't going in the direction that we were intending to go, or if there's an absolute excessive amount of hours being spent, I just think that it's good for any of these that are requesting an excess of 8 hours to be more transparent as to what is happening behind the scenes and allowing for a report of progress back to the board. And so hoping to do that maybe every 60 days or 45 days rather than every single month. It takes time and it takes work to get things on the agenda, presentations to be prepared. So I don't want to do it too often to do more work, but at the same time, I think the board should be aware of what's happening. So I'd like to add that into that approval process.
Susan?
I do have a recommendation with your permission, Chair, is that maybe have it a standing item quarterly report, and in the event that we need to bring it back sooner, we just do so. Okay.
Works?
That works.
All right. All right. Matthew, did you have anything to add? I know you did a lot of work on this, like Supervisor Sabatier said. We appreciate everything you do, keeping us on the, keeping this together and keeping it moving for us. So, all right. Anyone from the public? No. All right. Bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the use of staff time in excess of 8 hours on response to Potter Valley project decommissioning with a report out on a quarterly basis.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0.